Welcome to the Q&A with the Noble 24th reenactment group. We have here with us one of our lovely camp followers, Jenny. So let's start right off the bat. Out of all of the hobbies that you were in, why did you stick with reenacting?
It's immersive, and I like to go deep with my hobbies. And in reenacting, you really do go deep.
But now, what is it specifically about the Revolutionary War, or the 18th century? What is it about that time period that draws you to it?
There was so much happening in the 18th century in science and philosophy, in exploration. It was the beginning of globalization. And England, okay, regardless of how you feel about English imperialism, they were going all over the world. So it was really a period of both bravery and brains, and that appeals to me. I also like the clothes.
Now, is this a hobby or is it a lifestyle to you?
There is definite crossover. Okay, we don't live in a 18th century house that we lovingly restored ourselves. Not that I wouldn't like to do that, but I can't afford to. But it definitely informs some of the choices that I make. Okay, yep, I have a musket on my wall. Things like that.
But now, more specifically to the 24th, why did you decide to join this group?
Well, I guess it's sort of an expression of my British origin, even though we came to this country, my family came to this country probably about 300 years ago. But more immediately, I met the 24th and I thought, that's my tribe.
Now, what's your favorite event that you've ever done in this hobby?
That's kind of tough, but I think it's probably Fort Ti. Fort Ti was the first reenactment I ever attended. It was the first time that I seriously thought about becoming a reenactor. And there's just something about Fort Ti that is appealing to me. It resonates with me.
And now, from that, what is the best thing about reenacting to you?
I would have to say probably for me, it's leaving your modern life behind for a weekend, and all that entails, whatever it might be, and just put it aside and sort of be somebody else for a weekend.
But now, following that, is there anything about the hobby that maybe is not that fun or something you don't really enjoy about it?
Getting up at 3 a.m. to walk to the Portaloo in the rain and finding there's a line. Or alternately getting up and finding there's a great big full moon. You can walk across the field. You get there and inside the Portaloo, it's as dark as the inside of a dog. And you didn't bring your flashlight.
And now, which reenactment meal do you remember the most?
Oh, Mrs. Lundy's prime rib. Can't top that.
Can't top that.
Can't top that. Okay, the rank and file didn't get to eat that way, but hey, we do.
And now, not something that's maybe, the worst, but what's like a pet peeve, something that just bothers you just a little bit? It's not like a disruptive thing, but it's enough that kind of gives you a little like twitch in the eye.
When people bicker about progressivism and how progressive we should be at any given moment. I think, personally, I think we all do our best to try and be faithful in our presentation. But if Lynn wants to have a TV and an air conditioner in his tent at night, hey, more power to him.
Now, the last question, what is your advice for someone who's just starting to develop an interest in reenacting, who's just starting to get into it, like that deep into it that you said, what's some advice for them?
Get used to the fact that your wallet will always be empty and your closets will always be full.
And as a little quick bonus question, do you know what the wingspan of a swallow is?
Well, does that mean a European swallow or an African swallow?
Well, thanks for joining us here with the 24th Q&A. As always, you can contact us if you're thinking about joining the hobby. This is only one of the first in a set of Q&As with Noble 24th members. Jenny, we will see you on the field.